Hello beautiful people, wherever you are, welcome back. Today, tomorrow gonna be another day, a little bit here. And we're starting up this kind of the video right now here, so you can just make sure that everything is coming to you live, which is one-on-one. We have much of today's event because we are continuing with the G Castle construction here. Talk about the plaster is ongoing, and we are just moving helter skelter, Babylon Kill Slasher style, as everything is impromptu here to make sure that everything is just getting to the further point. We always appreciate to the living God. He has also gave us this kind of the opportunity for us to get a ride also again to this kind of the day, so we can just cherish and talk about he is the providing master of every time. So today, as far as everything is concerned, I've got that things are continuing as usual as far as everything is concerned. We can just talk about we had the helter skelters of the day, and also we have much of the things how they alliteratively think about and how we have to get forward from one point to another. So today I talked about we're going to be having the Sierra Leone guy, but to the due fact of the time, he was traumatized yesterday and he was distressed at the same time, so he could not come to this kind of the event today because of the condition right now is he felt like he's gonna be sick. You know, sometimes whenever you can go to a different country and you think about you have just gone there in peace, but you find that the peace is not following you. It's just a helter skelter, Babylon Kill Slash postquams of the day are just following you. So you feel like you are characteristically determined, and you cannot find it becoming so fantastic, and you feel like is there anything that I've done wrong? So you can even rethink about what have I just done to the real fantastic mode. So today's event I'm going to be talking about this kind of the scenarios and the warning to this kind of the lunatic ogumatic things which is just coming because of we can talk about this just the demagogues of the day, because they think about everything they want is to make sure that they think about they're going to be outshining much of the people, and yet they don't understand that much of the people, they are not outshined mostly, and it's them maybe to fall or much of the things not to work properly. So what is just coming out is we are defending for our own things, because it's now going to where by people will now talk about talking to I'm now fearing this kind of the village, I'm fearing this, I'm fearing this, I cannot come out so as I can just feel that I'm doing something good, but they will feel like they have been threatened and are threatened in a way that whoever can just come, your survival value outside there will be at zero. Because of what? Anytime you'll be told that, oh, you are here illegally, you are doing this and that and this, because of some lunatic, stupid things. And this just a warning to this kind of the psychopaths, because they think about much of the people might be fearing to them. And the real fact is they're now joking with the craziest people outside there. Because whenever we are talking about this kind of the issues, guys, somebody's coming to talk about, oh, Ginto has come outside here because he has introduced this kind of the videos I ever did the other one, but I'm just having the other one here, and they're thinking about I should be using their own crazy moment and just I don't know how they want us to be. And the real fact is that they're just hating Ginto because of how these things are going, because Ginto is something different. I don't go hand in hand with the people who don't even think. Talk about I have to pump the knowledge to empty heads. That's always coming out, and they think about now they're gonna be rejoining and doing whatever they want to do. They'll never do it. And this kind of the moment, we are at a different level, not the same level. They think about, oh, now you're gonna be doing this whenever Ginto is coming. You understand how it is right now, because you have seen how much of the people are just behaving. Whenever Ginto passes from this position, they are passing through it. Whenever Ginto passes through the other position, this kind of the people pass through it, so they can just rectify. So what are they rectifying? Stupidity of their bodies, and also how you can just see the reshapement of the air. So you'll just dictate that they're just there to talk about, oh, this is not good, this is not good. What have I done? What they have done to the village here to talk about, okay, you have done something very correct. And the same people, they have no legacy and to prevail at this kind of the time. So the fantastic module is we have to understand the real thing at the ground. that this is how we should be moving forward at this particular time, at this particular moment, so as we can just make sure that we are moving forward. And despite the challenges, you understand, I was ever talking about, we have been thrown into the sarcasm that, this kind of the person is this way. Maybe it's insinuated with another person. So as you can get yourself maybe arrested, you can find yourself accused or relegated somewhere. Maybe it's a pressure coming from your friend. You can never know how it's coming. And that's why I always talk about now there's something we call a boundary commission now going to be taking place, because if the environment doesn't look, or it's looking weird at the same time, so we have to look for another way for us to prevail. And to the real fact, I want to tell this kind of the people that Ginto has not been the same since I started my YouTube channel, because you can just look at it since I started with the fish farm until to date. What am I doing? It's something different. So they are feeling it like, why is Ginto doing this? Why can't a person come and talk about, Ginto, how do you do to this kind of stuff, getting forward to, at the extent of this, but not coming to criticize me and think about now they're going to be taking my own legacy. I have my own aptitude and it's just getting forward. That is my legitimate way. And they understand that I'm not such kind of a person whom I always talk about, now we're going to be having a fight, we're going to be having this one. I live for them, so they can just, they think the way they think about it. Because as far as everything is in concern, we can just look at how things are performed. Despite the challenges, despite the hula balloons, despite everything, you have to come to the conclusion that this is the way forward, the other one is the way. Have your own legitimate way of movement. Not that because Ginto has talking this way, you have to go around and talk about the other way, the same project, the same thing. So it's something that is criticizing and also bringing some crucial ways of talking about how are this kind of the people living. Even much of the people are just wondering, how is this kind of the people living at this kind of the time? How is everything moving at that particular time? So we are just wondering too, because it's something that we have never expected it to happen. Like a person is coming to insinuate and also happen to be like, let me copy what Ginto is making. Why can't you copy and make it perfect? That's what I came outside here to do. Whatever I can copy, but make it perfect at the same time. But not the way that, this is happening this way, and I do it the other way. So it's something which is very stupidical and facetious. So everything is continuing as well, because we have to get forward. We have formed ourselves that this is the way, and they're not the ones who are just making things to happen outside here, because they're just crazy. They're now done completely, because when the strategy is coming, we have to understand how is the strategy. How can you execute the strategy? That's what we are ever talking about. Don't talk about, because Ginto is doing this one, why can't I do as it is just doing? Nobody has talked about you cannot do it. But you can do it when you have determined yourself, you have focused yourself, and you can make it. There's no one who talked about is a failure. Nobody is a failure in this world. It's only that you are reacting and you are thinking about you cannot make it. At long last, you're going to be making it whenever you wake up and do whatever it's necessary. But not Mahinda mantles and talk about a legitimate way of movement. Because Ginto has done this, let me go and criticize it. I can never do anything here. So the fact is, let's get forward and make it happen. Nobody has talked about Ginto cannot talk to this kind of the people. I meet with them every time, everywhere, because we are always together. But when you come to realize that a person who is coming behind you to do terrible things, that's a person you cannot talk about. And right now it has reached at a time whereby we have to tell them that vacant. You have to vanish from our own legitimate time. So as we can just do whatever we want to do at a specific moment, at a specific way, so as we can make it happen. Despite the way that, maybe you stand, nobody is standing at the way of somebody. Nobody is standing at the way of nobody. It's only you to determine and get out from that kind of the slavery, so they can just get out. That's why you see, even the Master KG is fearing about Ginto and scared about me. Because of what? He understands that people, they have now realized their capability. They have understood their legitimate way of moving. Look at right now. If we could still be at the villa, what could be the necessary option? Now we could have been thrown outside. Now we could be crying, oh, you know, guys, oh, you know, this way, oh, please, guys, help me this way, help me that way. But the real extent of the time, everybody started analyzing and understanding that tomorrow is another day. Wake up today, make it tomorrow. Not that now, make it today, tomorrow you talk about your sleep. So that is totally a failure also. So that's what we're always talking about. And we had a common enemy. And that's what we were fighting, both of us. I'm talking about this is the way forward. And we were together. And this is the legitimate time. I came one day and told you that it's going to be raining feces somewhere. And somebody can just sit down and talk about, oh, the rain is coming, rain were coming, sun were done, But the real essence of the time, whenever the rain comes, the rain gonna be raining on feces here. So he'll talk about there's somewhere something is not raining good. There's somewhere something is just coming bad. So everybody start talking about now. I'll find it because it's a man society. It's who will make it. It's cloning. Who will make it to clone? Because even when we just talk about it's the same as the way we see how the village is behaving. It's the same as the dogs. Which one is the best? Which one will make it? And the bigger they go, the more the common brangata, the more. So it's how are you going to be making it? Even the dogs, because sometimes I'll talk about is the one that is so brave. Is it going to appear to a way forward? Or what is going to happen? Which is the IQ of a dog? So you can understand that to the legitimate time, now we are becoming like dogs now. That all the competition for the bones is here. So who's going to be reaching at the bones? So it's a fight for you to watch for that bone. Nobody has reached at that kind of the position. Everybody, we had a common enemy, which is a bone for us to chew. So as they can just rectify and understand that this is the real time. Now it's becoming that, now Master KG is becoming now the person who is doing something which is good than what much of the people are doing here. And now you can just start doubting what is he talking about and what is he doing and what much of the people are doing right now. He can host much of the people and they can come and they can eat, they can sit, they can relax and do much of the things. But when it comes to our own type, we are talking about, oh, because of this kind of the person is not giving me money, I'm hosting him. So can't you be patient? So as much of the things will be coming. Somebody think about today, I have to eat today. What about tomorrow? So that is what much of the people don't see. And the real character of the time, I saw it from Master KG. I saw it from the villa. Because when a visitor was approaching, I've never seen a visitor because I was the one cooking there. I was the one doing. It's only the Jamaican uncle who came one day and talked about, I know I've eaten here too much. Today we are going for the shopping. And took me, Gitriba and Kibe, talked about we are going for the shopping. Then we went for the shopping and talked about, no, today I'm the one who to make the shopping. And the same day, it was the day that Gake produced a much of the timeline and talked about today is the shopping day. And the American uncle said that, okay, Master KG, today I'm going to be handling this kind of the issue. So let me go and do this and this. And they had settled for more than 2 weeks. And he was eating, going for the club, dancing and coming, going and flirting and coming. Nobody was impressed at all or oppressed at all. Whatever he's doing is an adult person. Why is a visitor now coming to our zone? Now we have reached at a point now we can host a visitor. So is it that it's gain to us to finish the G Castle so as I can host them? No, it's just everybody should be. You can talk about everybody has his own route. That I like this kind of the person. I like Masubo. I like Ernest. I like Gintu. I like Mogesi. I like Aronohu. I like Carol. I like anyone. Talk about Nairobi teacher and everybody. And everybody like his own character and talks about now we're going to be handled at this kind of the position. But it comes to a way, now we are coming, somebody has trusted you and come, now you're treating them like trashes. It's becoming so crazy. Now you can talk about even the Master KG is doing perfect thing here. And the real fact, whenever we are talking such kind of a thing, they think about it's just a joke and we are just serious upon it. Because now where is the next person? If a person can come and we host him and talk about, he talks good from the village that, oh, I thought about it's only at the villa people can be hosted. Oh, even this kind of the boys, they can host such kind of a person. It's only that the J Castle has not ended. Talk about it has not been done very quickly. But I'm just eyeing forward to make sure that the J Castle is completed and we can host much many people as possible, so we can make sure that everybody is moving from one position to another. Now we are coming to realize that even the people who are just coming at the village and be hosted, are they treated the way much of the people are treated outside here? So it's something that much of the people should use their own IQ of 100%. And sometimes we can talk about even some pigs have a 43 IQ. They even exceed a human being who is just having a brain, and some people who are just talking about we can just make it. So it's becoming like even a dog or a pig can have an IQ more than a human being. So how can we treat ourselves like trashes at the same time? So if we arise and we talk about this is the way forward, this is the way we have to go. We have to synthesize our language and talk about what are we going to be showing. But don't show it outside. That you are always, you know guys, we have something which is very stupid, whereby a person cannot come, sit down and relax, which was the biggest failure of Master KG. That's why we ever left. And the position why he left, and we left from that kind of the position, is whereby somebody cannot manhandle something as a character. Talk about, okay, Gintu has this kind of the problem. Or am I the one who is having a problem? Or it's Gintu who has a problem? So we sit down and rechannel. Hey, this kind of the video that you did, this and this and this, I never liked it. If you wish to change or continue, if you continue, I don't need you at this kind of the position. Or from how the things are going, I see things are going to be smelling rat somewhere. So without we go to this kind of the particular or the patterns, so let us rejoice together, and I'm giving you a break, and you are feel welcomed back, and everything will just go smooth. But at a position now we go and get that a person is coming and talking about now is going direct there to the camera. Those are called the demagogues. Why can't it be handled one-on-one? That's where the failure of Master KG is reflecting from. And that's why you see, hey, the security is tight here. The security is tight, yeah. So that's why you see we had a common enemy, so we can talk about we have to rectify him, not the way that you are performing better in something. Now you think about, now you're going to be handling everything the way you think about it. So that is a failure that came out, and we talked about we have to look for a pattern, that how are we going to seduce our minds, put our thoughts together, and find a strategic group, so as you can just make sure that we are forming a strongest group, so as you can fight this legitimate stupidity and get out of the village. But now when we form a team, again the team starts talking about why is Gintu getting views and I'm not getting? Why is Mugesi getting this and I'm not getting it? So it starts to create a boundary. So much of the people now think about how can I make sure that I'm gaining whatever Gintu is gaining. So they start implying to stupid allegations, stupid and mythical allegations, which can be handled with a very simultaneous way, not an way of talking about this is how it is. And now we are trying to see which kind of the team is the best now. Much of the people now will prefer better to go to the villa, so they can talk about there, we can sit, we can relax as the visitors. And only like right now there, things are just usual as possible. But now, whenever you come to Gintu's position outside here, we are now tarnished, like we are all of us, we are bad, and we are hungry for money. That's what everybody's talking about. That this kind of the boys, how will they change? How can I change? How can I do this at a particular moment of talking about this is the way forward, and this is not the way forward. So we are rethinking and of thinking and auto-thinking, so as we can make things to happen. So I'm just warning this kind of the demagogues to understand that we had a legitimate goal, that this is our goal to go. But even when we go to the prayers, whenever you see how the things are, if you can just resemble to one of the players called Maguire, somebody who can just understand that kind of a player. So when he was in the other team before he was brought to Manchester United, he was the best defense guy. He was the best defense. And even the team talked about, okay, this is the person we want to hire, and we bring or we buy him to come to our team and play for our team. And many people talked about, yes, buy him because he won at that particular moment the best, talk about the best defender of the year. He was Maguire before he could just be bought to Manchester United. But when he came to Manchester United, now he started thinking about, is this a toy that is playing? Now is no one who is now doing assisting, not assisting the team to goal to their own opponent, but is assisting the other people to goal us. And the real fantastic way is, even he goes that even if the ball kicks and the ball is kicked and hit the pole, Maguire return it inside. So what is the defense now? Where are we moving to? So it means that there's something that we are failing. So it means that in a reflection, why is it happening that way? The same team, it starts to eat itself. Now it's much of the people now they are wondering, oh, now this kind of the people, they are cooking themselves, they are doing this on themselves, but they cannot think. They think about what can I get tomorrow? What can I do so as I can go and what can I do so as I can go and drink? What can I do so as I can go and flirt with many of the girls? What can I do so as I can marry another wife? What can I do so as I can get this one? So they are thinking about today. They don't know that what is tomorrow. That's where they have failed totally. That's why I talk about that is the biggest failure, underestimated the biggest failure that much of the people are protruding to do. And I talked about this kind of an issue, that to the real consummation of the day, how can a person trust, how can a person make it, and to this kind of the difficulties, whereby we have a person who has brought a development, not his, but he has brought development and empowerment for employment. And maybe a person has talked about, because this kind of the people, they have scammed with me, this and that and this, so let me not tell them that I'm going. He comes himself and talk about, now I want to buy a land somewhere and make sure that I'm building something, then I'll go back and leave the villagers who I trust to continue this kind of the project. Now it comes to a way that you don't see that that project will be beneficial to this community or to the people who are living here, because much of the people, you know what is also bad is whereby you are eating, you don't know that the other person, are they eating really? Are they getting food to eat? So somebody thinks about what am I eating today? What another person is eating also. You should be aware of. So as if we're sleeping hungry, you can share and talk about, we can share this way. But you think about when this kind of the person is supporting into this way, and this kind of the person came because of the other thing, you think about, why is Gintu benefiting, yet I'm the one who maybe your price is bigger than me. It's like whenever you have, talk about you have purchased something, you want to go with it at your home. Then you have separated that this is for the parents, this is for my younger brothers, this is for my sisters here. So you think about, are you going to be purchasing something bigger to your parents or something small? So that is maybe the way coming, but people don't know tomorrow, because today has a zero opportunity. Talk about it's a today, one opportunity, which is only today, which is a one opportunity, 1-0. But tomorrow has more than 3 opportunities. Why is it having 3 opportunities? So as you can strive to see if tomorrow you can make it further than today. But they don't think about that one. They think about how am I going to deal with this kind of the case. I've heard that the Gintu has a case here. So how am I going to handle this kind of the case? I have to go to be one of the closest friends to Gintu and make sure that whenever we are going somewhere, I'm ever there to understand what's really discussed. And the same story where it comes to one of the guys in Kenya, whom they were even thinking about what are we going to be doing? Because disturbing the living people, it's becoming a hectic. Let us not have a bad name of disturbing the living people. Let us now venture into a technique. They ventured into, they thought, they rethink, they off-talk. They thought about what am I going to do? What are we going to do? Because much of the people are coming together to talk about you want to start a heist. So which kind of a heist are you going to be starting? They have to strategize themselves. That which kind of the bank, which kind of a corporation, which kind of an area, and which kind of an area. And that area, is it having police? And how do they behave? And at what rate of time? Whenever the alarm rings, at which particular time are we going to be surviving coming out of that kind of an area? So it's going to be like a stopwatch gang. The way you have to seduce yourself and talk about even if I pick or I don't pick, 2 minutes I should be out. So if the 2 minutes reaches, you have not received whatever you needed, you have to go minus it. And people don't have that kind of the mentality that not every day you will get it. You should understand that something has to come out. You understand the stopwatch gang. Sometimes I have to refer much of the people to watch other things that will help them to the IQ should go up. So they can pump much of the knowledge to your heads. So they can just understand that you have much of the things outside there that you can study and restudy and gain some knowledge that can help you to prefer. So if you understand this kind of the strategy, you can now understand that you have to strategize yourself. Even sometimes watching some movies. That's why when you ask somebody, how many storybooks have you read? Nobody will tell you in Nyaboanse. I'm swear to the living, nobody will tell you any kind of a set book. Talk about any storybook you have ever read. Any kind of a story that is developing story. Nobody will tell you even a single one. It's only you will get now the CBC classes are the ones who are still standard to understand the stories, how they come, and they can tell you that I read this kind of the story and this is the character, this is the theme. But now ask much of the YouTubers that which kind of the story, when you started the YouTube platform, have you ever studied, have you ever read a storybook? Nobody will tell you that, oh, this is a storybook. Go ask anybody. Even when you start with Master KG, he doesn't read any book. And for you to understand and go forward, people are talking about now just watch a movie. Just a movie. That's a movie. It's just a scripture that is taken from a story. Because not everything is talking about, things are frictions. Not everything is just visualized as the normal things. So much of the people should understand the strategy of today. So as they can know the IQ should go up and understand that if I do this, what will be the reflection of tomorrow? Look at the governments in Kenya. Look at the governments in the whole world. What are they doing? Whenever Kenya is investing that it is today, and what are we going to do tomorrow? Nobody knows. Everybody's talking about tomorrow is another day. Eh? But when you go to China, China is talking about tomorrow is our investment. And that tomorrow is our younger brothers, younger siblings who are growing to make it happen. But when you come to Nyaboanse, talk about what's your plan of YouTube next year. They talk about reaction. They talk about I wanna be looking for a land. I wanna be building a house like Gintu. I want to be becoming like Master KG. I want to start traveling. Are you making that effort of traveling? Are you really in the standard way of talking about now I want to travel? How sure are you want to travel? How sure are you want to build? How sure are you want to become something else apart from who you are? And guys, to the real effect, even when we come to the real conscience of the time, I have to talk about even this kind of the reaction is now becoming too much and boring at the same time. You understand? So not everybody is to this kind of the reaction, because even Gintu want to be stopping it with an immediate effect. Because much of the people now think about, oh, this kind of the people are behaving this way, and they're going to be wondering, why is Gintu getting out of this? And much of the boys don't think about what is tomorrow? Am I going to react for 7 years? Okay, the Master KG, he has done this and this and this and this for more than 6 years. Are we going to survive with the reaction for 6 years? Whom are we going to react upon? What are we going to do? Tomorrow is another day. That's what they talk about. They talk about if tomorrow comes, I'll see whatever I'll do. And what next? So it becomes a way that we don't have a strategy of getting forward. We don't have a strategy of thinking about what are we going to be tomorrow? What are we going to do tomorrow? We think about, okay, today we have our children are going to school. We have this and this and then this. What are we having for tomorrow? The children will go back to school again. We will continue the reaction. What are we doing at specific time? That's the time now for much of the people to have a change. So they can realize, understand, program, and know that tomorrow is another day, yes, but comes with the next privileges. Comes with the next privileges of tomorrow, which is the next opportunities of 3 opportunities and more. So they can, what are we going to be tomorrow? God plans for us. A failure already. We are failures. We'll never have it again. That's where we talk about failures, and failures at the same time. That's why you see the scramble now is coming to the ground. And much of the people, when you talk about Gintu, when you started the reaction, which movement have you gone? I've just from one movement to another. Talk about from this to this to this, Three Amigo, from Three Amigo to this one, helping much of the vulnerable, and this and this and this. We are programming. But we are not stuck at the one position. We are looking at next opportunities. What are we going to be doing? Because we will not stuck at the same position that, oh, today I'll speak about this, tomorrow I'll speak about this. Are we having that one? Are we having a strategy? Even if you ask somebody that, okay, we are building the G Castle here. What is the plan of tomorrow? I'll tell you that tomorrow we will continue with the plaster, or tomorrow I will settle a little bit. I want to pause and do something else. Are we having that kind of the mood? Are we understanding ourselves? It's only that what am I going to get from Gintu and never going to be arrested? That's what we need. I want to be a spokesperson. So they want everybody to be arrested so that much of the people will come and talk about, oh, I never liked that one. Oh, what are they doing this way? No, this way is not good. Why can't we change about it? So as we can just make sure that everything is coming out. Much of the people are going to talk about, oh, Gintu, why are you talking this way? I talk because I see things gonna be smelling rat tomorrow. Because it will reach at a point, now it will be like, these are the people who are reacting and they are doing this miserable thing. There are gonna be much of deletions is coming. There is much of hatred. And the people just talk about, oh, I thought this kind of the people are in the same group. So it will be so difficult for us to understand what are we really doing for tomorrow. So it will be a failure. It's the same opportunity I was talking about. There's a time, one of the guys talked about, I want to venture into business. And this business, when I see the business that I can venture into, I don't see the opportunity. So if I just talk about I want to be a gangster, what if I got B and they will get me? I'll be killed. And what am I going to think about? What am I going to do for tomorrow? Not about, without making sure that they are disturbing the living, they're now going to disturb the living dead. That's the structure they formulated. And they thought about, now if we talk about the living dead, much of the people have less concern about the dead. So let us make a plan on how can we execute and what are we going to do with the dead. Are we going to be witchcraft? Is that one going to be payable? They had to think, rethink, and they thought about the only thing that's going to be so beneficial to them from the death is the coffin. Talk about the casket. So how are we going to get this kind of the casket from there? They think and rethink about it. So what are we going to execute? At which kind of the rate are we going to be talking about? How are we going to get this kind of the casket? And how, which kind of the casket? Is there the cheaper one? Middle-stage cheap? Or the expensive, middle-stage expensive? They had to think and they had the theme. They had to sit down and arrange. What are we going to be going to do and execute? They talked about, now what for us to do is to make sure that we are going to where the burial ceremony is, or we have this kind of the funeral, where the funeral is. So what are we going to know that the funeral going to be? Where, at which rate, at which point? They had to rethink again and talk about what are we going to do is, let us strategize. Let us be buying much of the newspapers because they have the dead names behind, which will include that, you know, this kind of a person who is dead this way is coming from this village. You understand the newspapers also have this kind of the schedule that it's going to be this way, it's going to be this way, this is the area, and this person is this, and the burial ceremony is arranged to be this day, and the sunset, the sunrise is this, and everything. Yeah? So they thought about, now we have got the newspaper. There's your money, man. Oh. But I don't have cash. Okay. I'm gonna be giving you transaction. Okay. Because there's no Wi-Fi now, you want to talk about it tomorrow. If there could be a Wi-Fi, you could tell me that, oh, you will find me in the Wi-Fi. No problem. Okay. So you're gonna be waiting or we go to the town because I'm gonna be finishing the video so I can go to the town. No electricity. You understand? It's raining, guys. It's raining. Raining cats and dogs. So we don't have electricity. We are in a blackout.
Tomorrow
okay, tomorrow? Yeah. Okay, no problem. Tomorrow then. So the fact is coming as this kind of the module that now they had to buy a newspaper. So if you have this kind of a newspaper, what are we going to be doing from this kind of the newspaper? Tena Mulian, ulikataa tena ama unapiga video? Unapiga video. So kuja. Yeah, kuna reaction hapa. This video is not of a reaction here. No more reaction. Say no more reaction.
Hey, there is reaction. You should react.
This one here. So we are having much of the problem here. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Everything is good?
Everything is
shorter
fine.
than something else.
No, I'm very tall.
And you like something taller?
Of course. Something has to reach its place.
Do you understand the IQ?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Let me look for a stool.
Looking for a stool? Look for it. How are you?
That is irony. I'm very fine.
Yeah, everything is so fantastic.
Everything
yeah,
is
we have
bombastic.
something good for you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
these people they are really these people they are really making
when
fun.
When you fade down.
They are making fun of my height, guys.
No problem. You know now I'm looking at you in an aerial manner.
They don't know that short is sweet.
Huh?
No. Short is very sweet.
Short and precise. Short, round and precise.
Yeah, of course.
Akia Mungu, today is today, Akia Mungu. So how is everything?
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine?
Yeah.
So you are here.
Wagwan.
Our porridge, ma'am.
Yeah, porridge and groundnuts.
Peanuts, huh? So introduce yourself. So this is your camera there.
Thank you, guys. Hey, welcome here at It's Gintu channel. He's hosting me. It's pleasure having you around. My good name is at LuckyBlack_KE. My other channel is Black Village Life. I do about gender-based violence, village life, and ethnicity. Guys, you subscribe, you watch, you share, and you comment to my videos. And also take at Kate Sigano's.
She's gonna be coming.
She's gonna be coming.
And you are calling her like you are the same level. Say, let me introduce my aunt here.
Oh no, she's not my aunt. I even don't know her. You don't know her? She's just a random friend. A random friend? Yeah,
You have to understand how the things do come. So not everybody can talk about. Whenever I call you auntie, does it mean that we are related?
Oh, it's auntie. Oh, yes. I'll have to introduce my auntie Kate from Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us welcome our aunt. So she can just have this kind of the fantastic moment here.
As short as something else.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Short and sweet.
That one is no. That one is no.
Say no.
Short, round and precise. That's the only thing. How is you? How is everything?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I thank God for this far because we've started something big and being hosted in this channel of the truth teller of the village.
Exactly.
It's Gintu
Wagwan.
forevermore.
The real G.
Yes, the real G.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I go by the name Kate Sigano.
Wagwan.
And my handle is at Kate Sigano. We are working with the shortest woman in the village.
Ever possible.
Ever.
Yeah, and I don't know. No, that one I'll tell you behind the camera.
No, you have to say it.
No, I wanted to say that. No, in the village here we have so short women. I don't know why, and we are tall. And I don't know why much of the people in the village here like short people.
That is just.
We have another person who is coming here with mandazi, my friend. You will see her one day, one time, and you will just wonder: is this a woman or is a child?
Oh my goodness.
Child labor we are doing here.
That is God's creation.
Yeah, like a stamp.
That is
God's
stamp. Creation. So, you see, discrimination.
No, that's not discrimination. We are talking about the reality. If somebody can talk about, Gintu, I saw one of the lady who is the shortest lady in your video. What's the name? You not talk about I saw some lady in your. How can I recall it? So you have to go straight to the point and pinpoint that. I saw the lady. She was wearing red. I don't know. It's Valentine. I don't know. But she was wearing red and short, and you are seeing her in an aerial manner.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the point. Now I'll take her now. Oh, she's the one. Exactly.
Yes.
So I don't know if there's an irony here. Do I look bright like somebody here? So guys, I don't know. I look like this one, but the real fantastic module, hey, I don't know even if we are related. I don't know. But the real fact, the father gonna be telling us something was challenging for her. Why don't I be somehow
You
like...
know, one time he'll
they
become a father and he will sire a short as me, and he will have to tell us who is the mother or the father of that child. One time.
So you are now describing the future.
Kama.
Ah.
Kama.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
So go subscribe, like, share, comment. She's called...
Lucky Black.
Exactly. We have another lady here.
Kate Sigano.
Fantastic. We are now having much of the good faces here, refabricated, and they are now living to make sure that everything is so fantastic and bring some or 2-3 things here so you can just make sure that everything is coming out very fantastic. Go subscribe, like, share, comment, and we make it happen.
Yes,
bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
No, bye. You go.
My stool worked, but still the lady was short.
There's a problem.
The
So
stool worked.
how are you, man?
I'm good, I'm doing
Everything
good.
is good?
Everything is good.
Exactly. Tell us something. Are you good and how is everything running?
I'm good and everything is running smoothly. As people can see,
Exactly.
we are running the village.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are running the village
We
here.
are running the village
So-
because the copying guys are copying.
Everything has to occur the way it
Yeah.
is. So the real fact is, it's called Fundi Duke,
Yeah.
and he's here to make sure that everything is so fantastic and everything is going as arranged. So subscribe, like, share, comment, and watch the videos till the end, so you can just democratize there, so the watching hours can just increase and everything gonna be so fantastic.
And you know what?
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
exactly.
Because it's like 1 month and 1 week
Yeah,
since I came from Mombasa. But everything is mocalizing.
very fantastic.
I came with, I think it was 530 subscribers.
Yeah,
They are double.
exactly.
And I came with only 10 plus 2. 10 plus 2, 12. 12 watch hours. Now they are almost 3,000.
Exactly.
Almost 3,000.
That's very fantastic, and
Yeah.
that's the real team growing,
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
can
yeah.
just make it happen.
The real G team,
Exactly,
the real
exactly.
G family. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And be blessed, bro.
Thank you
and
so much.
we're going to be meeting. Tomorrow is another day. So
Tomorrow
we can
is another
Yeah,
day.
we can make it happen. That's what much of the people are talking about.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is another day. But when we come to that tomorrow, you don't know if that the other day is tomorrow also or how So guys, we have to continue with this kind of subscribe, like, share, comment to this kind of the people. Support them so they can just grow and become whoever they are thinking about to be. Because everybody has his own thinking that tomorrow I will wish to be this way. And tomorrow but one, if next year it will be, I want to be this way. So that is what we are just looking for. I was having a story here. I was talking about how the things are just moving to this kind of the area. And I talked about, we had this kind of the gang. They talked about they don't want to disturb the living, but they want to disturb the dead. How are you going to be disturbing the dead? You're going to be planning about how to execute your platform to the dead. So they just talked about what are we going to do is to make sure that we are going to steal the caskets. So how are you going to do the stealing of the caskets and how everything is running? Wait, bro, if you don't have money, I send you the money, or tomorrow. Tomorrow? Thank you. You can say that Gintu is having the video, you don't paying us here. So tomorrow? No problem, no problem. So that's the real. So the fantastic way is now they talked about what I have to do is to make sure that I'm buying a newspaper so they can just analyze to see and that the pictures that are written at the back, how am I going to execute them? They are entailed for this kind of the person, how he is and where he's coming from and what is he doing and how the committee will be and everything. So they decided to talk about let us buy the newspapers. Then they bought the newspaper. They talked about is even the smaller picture. How is it? So the smaller the picture, the less the money was paid for it to be advertised. The bigger the picture, the bigger the money was put for this kind of the industry to publish them as bigger as enough. So they decided to talk about let's go with this kind of the bigger pictures because they are celebrities or there was something very prominent in the government or they had a businessman and such kind of going there. So they talked about let us do something here. Let us cute something here. So they talked about now let us plan. When we have identified the home and everything. And you know the advertisement is done whenever the person is dying today or tomorrow so as they can just be advertised so as much of the people will understand. Then they talk about let's go to that kind of the home. We understand what's really coming out. Now whenever they reach there, they see now there's a committee that has been formulated and they are going to cry terribly. And the people think about now they are the sufferers of this kind of the person. Then they go there with an intention that we should be placed in the committee to understand what is really discussed there, and how much will the casket cost, so as they can contribute the 10% of the casket, and whenever they come to take it, they ever shared, because it's like having a tithe in the church. Even if you go and have a sacrament, you understand that there is a tithe that you ever brought there, and you are developing the church too. So you are benefiting the church, and the church is benefiting you in terms of Holy Spirit. You understand? So that is the strategy they had, that we contribute the 10% of the casket, and at long last we will go with it, so they'll not identify that we are a part of the program. If the casket is 500,000, talk about the casket in Kenya, talk about USD, talk about is 1,000 USD. The 10% is talk about 100 USD. So they contribute 100 USD and talk about now this casket. How are we going to formulate? Now they have formulated, they have contributed, and the committee has planned about how the burial will be and everything. They know that which kind of the house will be hired, and at which talk about at which shop they are going to buy this kind of the casket. So they go there and discuss with that person. If we have this kind of the strategy, so we go and bring it back. Will you give us money? They arrange and talk about, yes, I will give you the money. So whatever you will do, I don't want to know. But bring it, I'll give you the money. That is how you absolutely understand the strategy of tomorrow. So what about now the YouTubers in Nyabuanse? They don't understand what is tomorrow. How can you execute tomorrow? How can you understand that the content I'm making today will reflect it tomorrow? Is there any YouTuber in Nyabuanse who is making a video that is watched from today until the day the YouTube will just die? Is there anybody? Nobody. Nobody. It's only a YouTube platform that, oh, the video is uploaded today, but tomorrow it has been done. So nobody will watch it tomorrow because it's absolutely done. No education, nothing is inside. So how are you going to cope up with this kind of the regime? So it's something which is messy and contagious. So that's what the point I talk about. We have to understand and engage back to the system. Understand that tomorrow is another day. At which absence manner, at which rate is tomorrow another day? That's the point. Now we will understand that tomorrow is another day in a way that we understand. Keep it tuned, keep it locked, because much of the things will be coming to you, and it's the time to separate. We understand who is the friend for today and who is the friend of tomorrow, and who is the friend who is there to benefit because of turning you to the pogroms and turning you to the postcoms and oscoms of the day, so they can just benefit on themselves because of tumbocracy or ironies, and talk about, yeah, I'm the best friend, SBCD is coming to shake the nyash there and talk about, oh, we are here to do this and this, but the same rent. You'll find that this kind of the people, they are there to benefit from you, not you to benefit from them. That's the stupidity and anatomas. And that is what also talk about decoration of stupidity. That's where the decoration starts from. And when we come to realize that this is the decoration was done, we are totally fed out and we are totally failing. That's the same thing I can talk about. Keep it tuned, keep it locked.